Hello viewers, I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, stand before you with a topic, subfields of new institutionalism. It means new institutionalism has many categories. It is found in +3 second semester core paper number 4, which is comparative governments, which is on the basis of National Education Policy 2020. But before I discuss subfields or different categories of new institutionalism, I want to inform my viewers that my channel name is @Dilip Kumar Pal 9375. Never forget. Please subscribe this channel so new videos will come to you. And so far as and in this channel, what you will find? Political science videos of +2 first year, +2 second year, English and ODI. So far as +3 section is concerned, from +3, so far as +3 section is concerned, +3 second year core paper number 3 and 4, which is on the basis of new education policy, you will find only political science video. And from +3 third semester to 6th semester, ethics and values and political science videos you will find. And environmental studies videos of +3 first semester is found. So I want to inform my viewers that any video you want on any topic, just write my name Dilip Kumar Pal and the name of the topic in Google or YouTube. You'll get videos in English and Odia. Any video you will find in English, be sure its Odia version is also the channel. And any video you will find in Odia, be sure its English version is also in the channel. Let us start. Subfields of new institutionalism means there are various categories of subcategories of new institutionalism. New institutionalism is very crucial for understanding how institutions shape behavior of individuals and groups. It has following subfields. New institutionalism is very crucial or important because it gives an ideas how institutions shape behavior of individuals and groups. So new institutionalism is very crucial for understanding how institutions shape behavior of individual and groups. It has following subfields. So new institutionalism is very important because it helps. New institutionalism is very crucial. It is very crucial for understanding how institutions shape or influence behavior of individuals and behavior of groups. And new institutionalism has following subfields. Number 1, normative institutionalism. So what is normative institutionalism? Normative institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individuals' actions are heavily influenced by the norms and values of the institution they are part of. Normative institutionalism is an approach which says that individual actions are heavily influenced by the norms and values of the institution they are part. Normative institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individuals' actions are heavily influenced by the institutions of which they are part. Normative institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individuals' actions are heavily influenced by the norms and values of the institution they are part of. So normative institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individual actions are heavily influenced by the institutions, heavily influenced by the norms and values of the institution they are part of. Normative institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individual actions are heavily influenced by the norms and values of the institution of which they are part. For example, in a business firm, managers consistently choose to adopt a specific management style. For example, in a business firm, managers consistently choose to adopt specific management style, even if alternative styles might be more efficient. That might be because that style is widely accepted within the industry and firm's culture. So, normative institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individual actions are heavily influenced by the norms and cultures of which they are part. It means, for example, in a business firm, its managers will choose that method which is accepted by the firm. They will not adopt that method which is not accepted by the firm, even if it is efficient one. So, in a business firm, managers will adopt that method, that style, management style, which is accepted by the firm. They will not adopt any other style, even if that is more efficient, but it is not accepted by the firm. So we are clear about the normative approach. Number 2, rational choice institutionalism. It is another subfield of new institutionalism. Rational choice in institutionalism. What it is? It is an approach which speaks that individuals are rational actors who use institutions as a tool to secure their self-interest. Sometimes individuals also shape institutions to their advantage. Another subfield of new institutionalism is rational choice institutionalism. Rational choice institutionalism means it speaks that individuals are rational actors. They act on the basis of their reason, knowledge, and they use the institution as a tool to secure their self-interest. So, rational choice institutionalism is a subfield of new institutionalism which says that individuals are rational actors. They took institutions as a tool to secure their interest. They use institutions to secure their interest. It is an approach, rational choice institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individuals are rational actors who use institutions as a tool to secure their self-interest. Sometimes individuals also shape institutions to their advantage. So, rational choice institutionalism is an approach which speaks that individuals are rational actors. Sometimes they use. Individuals are rational actors who use institutions as a tool to secure their interest. Even sometimes they change institution on the basis of their interest. It is an approach which speaks that individuals are rational actors who use institutions as a tool to secure their self-interest. Sometimes individuals also shape institutions to their advantage. So, rational choice institutionalism is an institutionalism which speaks that individuals are rational actors who use institutions to secure their self-interest. Individuals are rational actors who use institutions as a tool to secure their interest. Again, sometimes individuals also shape institutions to their advantage. Sometimes individuals also shape, alter institutions for their advantage. Number 3, historical institutionalism. It is an approach which examines how past events and historical context shape the creation, evolution, and consequences of institutions. Another subfield of new institutionalism is historical institutionalism. Historical institutionalism is an approach which speaks that how past events and historical contexts shape the creation, evolution, and consequence of institutions. Historical institutionalism is an approach which speaks how past events, historical contexts, historical factors shape, influence, creation, evolution, and consequence of institutions. The development of, for example, the development of British Parliament system is a classic example of historical institutionalism. The example of British Parliament system is a classic example of historical institutionalism. The Magna Carta of 1215 established the principle of limited government and right to due process. This early event laid the foundation for the development of parliament system. So another subfield of new institutionalism is historical institutionalism. Historical institutionalism is an approach which speaks how past events, historical context, influence or shape creation, evolution, and consequences of institution. For example, the parliamentary system, for example, the development of parliamentary system in Britain is a classic example of historical institutionalism. The development of parliamentary system in Britain is the classic example of historical institutionalism. How? The Magna Carta of 1215 established the principle of limited government and right to due process. This early event laid the foundation for the development of parliament system. So another category of new institutionalism is historical institutionalism. Historical institutionalism is an approach which speaks how historical events, past events, historical context shape in consequences, evolution and development of institution. This historical institutionalism gave the example of parliament system in Britain. It gives an example of development of parliament system in Britain. And how the parliament system in Britain developed? The Magna Carta of 1215 prescribed for limited government and right to due process. This Magna Carta of 1215 helps for the development of parliament system in Britain. Number 4, empirical institutionalism. It is an approach which relies heavily on empirical evidence such as statistical analysis of data, case studies, experiment to test hypotheses about the effects of institutions. Another subfield of new institutionalism is empirical institutionalism. Empirical institutionalism is an approach which relies heavily on empirical evidence, scientific evidence, such as statistical analysis of data, case studies, and experiments to test hypotheses about the effects of institution. Another category of new institutionalism is the empirical institutionalism. Empirical institutionalism is an approach which believes to use. It is an approach which relies. Empirical institutionalism is an approach which relies or believes on empirical evidence like statistical analysis of data, case studies, experiments to test hypotheses about the effects of institution. So empirical institutionalism is an approach which believes heavily on evidence such as statistical analysis of data, case studies and experiments to test hypotheses about the effects of institution. So empirical institutionalism it relies heavily on empirical evidence, scientific proofs such as statistical analysis of data, case studies and experiment to prove hypothesis. Another subfield of new institutionalism is constructivist institutionalism. It is an approach which focuses on how ideas, norms, social interactions, and social interactions shape institutions and change them over time. Another subfield of new institutionalism is constructivist institutionalism. It is an approach which focuses how ideas, norms, social interactions shape institutions and change them over time. So, constructivist institutionalism is a approach which speaks how ideas, norms, social interactions shape institutions and change them over time. Finally, sociological institutionalism. It is an approach which speaks how rules, norms, ways of doing things in society shape how people behave. Sociological institutionalism is an approach which speaks how norms, rules, ways of doing things in society, shape how people behave. So, sociological institutionalism approach which speaks how norms, rules, ways of doing things in society shape how people behave. So, how people behave, they are being influenced by the norm, rules, and ways of doing in the society. It is like an unspoken guidelines that everyone follows. It is like an unspoken guidelines. The guideline is not mentioned. It is like unspoken guidelines that everyone follows, even if they do not always realize they are following them. It is an unspoken guidelines which everyone follows. Always, even if they do not always realize that they are following. It is unspoken guidelines which everyone follow, even if they do not always realize that they are following them. It is unspoken guidelines to which everyone follows, even if they follow it in a natural way. It is like an unspoken guidelines that everyone follows, even if they do not always realize that they are following. It is an unspoken guidelines everyone follow, even if they do not realize that they are following it. They are following it automatically. So we are clear in this video about the subfields of new institutionalism, and I request my viewers to subscribe channel so new videos will come to you, and aware of your friends who may be a +2 or +3 about this channel, so some students will be benefited. I have already told you, a little help to anybody can make us worthy human beings. Thank you. Have a good day.